So let me start off. I want to start off talking about black supremacy economics. A lot of people talk to me about different ways that we can have an economy among ourselves. I even hear some talking about us setting up our own economic system, or what will our economic system be like in black supremacy? Like how does economics work? And I hear people talking about ideas such as bartering or creating our own currency among one another. That's a big idea that I'm hearing, that we need to have our own currency. Now, my question that I have to that I pose to that, is why, at a time that we're in right now where we need to be working together and unifying, building strength together, fortifying what we're doing as a people and through black nationalism as a black nation, why would we be talking about an economic system among one another? We need all troops on the field. We need all individuals to be ready, totally devoted and dedicated to do whatever is necessary, to give whatever is necessary in order to lay the infrastructure to the nation, the kingdom that we are establishing and building. We need every individual who can see that vision, who is clear about what time it is and what we need to do right now as a people. We need the support of every individual in every way, because those individuals are in few. Their numbers in the few. So when you get those individuals together that consider themselves to be conscious black power or with militancy, and they start talking about bartering and economics among one another, leaning towards individualism, because we're focused on, everybody in our community is already focused on individualism and capitalism. That's like nothing new. I mean, there's no breakthrough in that. We've been doing that. Everybody's been starting their own businesses and doing whatever they've been doing well, whether they're healers or making jewelry or whatever they're doing, even within the conscious community and even outside of the conscious community. We just deal with the black entrepreneurs. They've been doing that, and they've been very successful. And then there's even networks among the business people and the entrepreneurs, networks among the vendors and the craftsmen. These networks already exist, and these bartering systems are somewhat in place. What we do not have is a united front. We do not have a united front where we can galvanize, organize, and direct all our time, energy, labor, and resources towards one purpose, one aim, and one destiny. That we don't have right now. Because when we call up our brother and sister in need of assistance, need to get something done or something established, to give them a mission to manifest what we're establishing, what we end up hearing from them is, well, we need to barter. We need to sell this, we need to sell that. We should automatically have a certain amount of loyalty and devotion into the establishment of black supremacy. Like that should be the number one priority for those of us that are real and serious. By that being our number one priority, when we're being called to do and to move out on that, the last thing we should be thinking about is individualistic economic pursuits. It's individualistic pursuits on how are we going to survive as individuals? How are we going to make it and grow and prosper individually? I'm going to tell you how you can do that quickly. You can do that outside of black nationalism. You don't need black nationalism to prosper. You don't even think about black power and personal prosperity. Don't even think about it. Just let it go. Don't waste your time. If you want personal growth, personal, individual, capitalistic investment and benefit on an individual level, then give up the idea of black power. Let it go. Let go of black nationalism. Let go of the establishment of black supremacy for you, because it's just not going to work. It's not going to go together. Black supremacy in establishing what it's here to establish is going to need individuals who want to be on call and be totally dedicated to put any and everything that they have on the table, bring it to the table, time, labor, energy, resources, whatever, in order for the establishment of that nation, of that kingdom. It's going to require that of the individual. Period. Because only the few are going to make this happen, even though the masses will see it. And the masses will benefit from it. Only the few will be able to make this happen. And if that few is confused about some bartering and some coins and some entrepreneurship, whether they're bitcoins or Mayats or whatever you want to call it, Garvey dollars or whatever you want to call it, if they're distracted by commerce, if we can't get them on the front lines because they're concerned about how much money they're going to make, if we can't get them to have humanitarian compassion for the upliftment and the liberation of our people because they're worried about how much money they're going to make and how much wealth they're going to accumulate as an individual, we've already lost them. See, that's why we have so many panel discussions and people sit around and talk all. They're really confused about how much they're going to make or how much they're going to benefit personally from what is going to happen. How many DVDs they're going to sell, how many lectures they're going to be able to do, how much money they're going to get at the end of the day. Why waste your time with black consciousness and black power and black nationalism with a money scheme? Why? Why do it? The purpose of establishing black supremacy has one very deep, sincere aim. And the first is to put the white man in his place. It must be done militantly. It must be a strong force field against black devils and black devilishment. But in order for us to do that, we're going to have people with that mindset, individuals with that mindset, that I'm willing to put it all in and do all that is necessary in order to make it happen. And either I'm that person or I am not. We're not mad at you. We understand the diversity of personalities and the variations of existences of our people, their choices. We see the multiplicity, so we're not upset. But we know what it's going to take in order to get it done. One of our problems is that our people are too concerned about money and me, and what I'm going to get. Me, mine. That's their whole concern. That's their whole focus and meditation. Me, mine, what I'm going to get, myself, me, mine, and then they want to factor in how that relates to some type of a collective movement. And they need to be looking at it the other way around. How I'm going to factor myself into the benefit of the collective and not how I'm going to benefit from the collective. Like your white devil president said, it's not what you can do for not what your country can do for you, is what you can do for your country. That's a fact, because if you cannot do for the country, nation, and state that you want to see established, you won't have one. You won't have one. That's just a fact. All you'll have is a business, a 501c3 with some crackers telling you what to do and how much money you need to pay them and you owe them, and some taxation without representation and all, exploitation and extortion. That's what you got coming. And maybe you make enough where the extortion doesn't bother you and the exploitation doesn't bother you because you get enough. You still get over no matter what. That even after you get banged in the ass by the corporate institutions of white supremacy, you can still get up and walk. So it doesn't bother you, even though it bothers the masses of our people as a collective. And we're in the condition that we're in because we continue to allow that type of tyranny to exist without offering any real militant resistance against it. That's the problem. That's what we're up against. So no, we're not instituting a bartering system. We're instituting a system that makes sure that we have everything that we need and that it's available to do everything that we need to do, a united front, in order to deal with these goddamn devils effectively, to deal with these crackers effectively, to deal with these corporate demons effectively. That's what we're establishing, and that's what we're calling people to do and to be a part of that. You about your personal gain, personally gain. But be clear about your devotion, how you can and are willing to and want to support the establishment of this black supremacist, black nationalist united front. Be clear about your position and what you're going to do. And that's what I'm challenging people to do that are listening to me. Be clear in your position. You're not going to change what it is. It's not a money scheme. It's not to get rich. We're not concerned about the worries of those who are worried about what their position is going to be in a failing society. What is their position going to be in the white man's world? What am I going to do with Whitey in his world, though? Still, we're not concerned about that. That's just not our concern. So spare us from that, from those worries and fears. Deal with that on your own. When you come to us, be clear and concise about what's going to be your spiritual, physical, mental, and economic, energetic contribution to what we're doing. Be clear in that, because you're not going to change black supremacy. You're not going to change what we have established and what we're building and what we stand for. You can only support it or help it, or not support it or help it. So I want to speak that clear. We're about creating a strong, militant, united front against white supremacy, establishing black nationalism, establishing it right here in the United Snakes of America. That's what we're doing. And we're building it up for a ground, and everybody that come to it is a soldier in it. I don't care whether you're a woman, a man. I don't care whether you're a child, an adult, or I don't care if you're a senior citizen or a newborn baby. You're a soldier in that. You're a soldier. You are a revolutionary soldier. And if you want anything for your life, then to be a revolutionary soldier for black supremacy, we cannot help you. We have absolutely nothing for you. Nothing. So every individual must become clear within themselves. We're not doing this to be smiling and beguiling and holding hands together, singing "We shall come, we shall overcome," and tap dancing together. It's just not the type of a party. You know, it's just that type of a thing. It's militant. And our leaders and of the past have told us, if there's no struggle, there's no progress. So don't tell us about your struggles. We don't give a goddamn. If you're not struggling, there's nothing to succeed at. You know, Fred Hampton said, if you dare to struggle, you dare not to succeed. So don't tell us about your struggle and how you fear struggling and the struggles that you're going to have to go to. The black supremacists don't give a goddamn. We've already went through more struggle than most of you all will ever see, no matter how deep you got into this. We're the pioneers of the struggle. Okay? You will have to struggle less because of the struggle that many of us have already put in. So we don't care about that, how you're afraid to struggle and what you fear for yourself and your future and the white man and what you're going to do. Come to terms with yourself. That's not our job. We're giving it to you raw, real, and as it is, with no chaser. That's a fact. So I challenge you to get that type of fortitude within yourself, to know what you're up against, and stand up to it. Stand up to the plate. If you're not, push that plate away with respect. So the economic system of black supremacy, give all time, energy, labor, and resources to the establishment of KNBS black supremacy. That's our economic system. All time, labor, and energy to see this happen. You want to see this happen? Act like you want to see it happen. Act like it. You got to be that it happens. Or otherwise, just stand back and watch. It's not going to form fit your weakness. It's not going to shape shift to your patheticness. You know, it's not going to bend to the bitch in you. You're going to have to man up to the God that it is.